Tony casually struck out a palm. It left a massive handprint on a 10,000-meter-high mountain. Then he simply tried to swat a fly off his master. But the next second, his master was sent flying hundreds of meters away. Turns out, Tony's Buddha palm technique had already reached its peak, yet he had no idea about it. Every day he begged his master to train with him, unaware his master's meridians were already shattered by his hits. To avoid further suffering, his master decided to send Tony down the mountain for experience and tasked him with winning the upcoming Martial King tournament. But Tony said he only knew the Buddha palm move, that he would be doomed if he participated. To keep him from being overconfident, his master lied and said that's why he needed to go down and train, then promptly sent Tony off the mountain. Tony first returned to his family after 10 years away, wanting to tell them he was entering the competition, but before he could step inside, he ran into his stepmother and younger brother. Tony froze on the spot. His brother had not only stolen his fiancée, but also joined forces with his stepmother to kick him out of the family. His fiancée told him she was marrying his brother, and that he should give up any hope. Just as his stepmother and brother tried to drive him away, Tony's father appeared in time, and quickly invited him into the house. But upon learning Tony was still useless after years of training, his father berated him harshly. Tony hurriedly explained he was there to compete in the Martial King tournament, but his father mocked him, saying Tony would only be going to his death. His fiancée suggested Tony fight his brother first. If he won, he could enter the competition. Not one to back down, Tony prepared to fight, but just then his junior sister ran in. She grabbed Tony and begged him to stay calm, saying his brother's fist technique had reached the 9th level. Tony didn't stand a chance. Tony was shocked to hear this. His stepmother suggested letting Tony compete, planning for him to embarrass himself and use it as a reason to kick him out of the family for good. Tony's father, who always listened to his stepmother, reluctantly agreed. Tony's junior sister decided to teach him their ancestral sword technique, hoping to help him improve. But to her surprise, Tony only glanced at the sword technique once, and then displayed it at a higher level. His junior sister was terrified by what she saw. Tony looked at his fierce sword moves, and felt like his 10 years of training in fist techniques were wasted. Thinking he was better suited for swordsmanship, the Martial God tournament arrived quickly. The first round was breaking bricks barehanded. Tony's opponent smashed 8 stone bricks with a single strike. The crowd went wild. Tony gritted his teeth and struck with all his might, reducing the 8 bricks to powder. The entire audience was stunned. No one could believe their eyes. But the judge, having been bribed, declared Tony's opponent the winner of the first round. Tony was furious, but there was nothing he could do. The second round was a swordsmanship duel. His opponent proposed signing a life and death agreement. Tony agreed without hesitation. His junior sister tried to stop him, saying the opponent's swordsmanship was famous across the land, and Tony's skills were only beginner level. He'd surely die if they fought. The opponent smirked coldly at Tony, waiting for him to meet his demise.